Yo, what's up, Schizo Jits here. Just finished watching Tyson Fury get the split decision win over Francis Ngannou, and man, I mean, I think it was I won't say robbery because there was a few swing rounds, especially in the middle of the fight when Francis kind of was a little bit, a little bit more flat-footed, not so much movement. But he dropped him in the third. That's definitely a 10-8. First two could have went to Tyson, so I could see maybe that would even it up after that. But I mean, Francis, there was even the later rounds, like when I thought he was kind of gassed and it wasn't looking good for him, when Tyson was starting to land a couple jabs in the middle rounds, third, fourth, fifth roundish, I was thinking Francis is slowing down, but then he came back, and once he went southpaw, you notice Francis did a really good job when he went southpaw. He was parrying the jab a lot, and I think that was confusing Tyson, and he was throwing that straight left a lot, because when he was, which I actually liked Francis when his check left, his counter left hook, when he was in the conventional stance. That's why I wish he would have stayed there a little bit more, but I don't know what was reasoning for going to the right. I think he had a lot more success defending the jab from Tyson when Ngannou was a southpaw, because he kept his hand out there almost like a John Jones, just kind of keeping that right hand out there a little bit, parrying it, and Tyson didn't ever make him pay for that, and I think that Francis did an amazing job. Win or lose, he won in that. He won a lot in this fight just because it showed that, these guys can box, especially at heavyweight. Like for me, I thought Francis, his only chance was winning first, second round, knockout type thing. But, if I felt he would gas, his gas tank, amazing. What a great gas tank on Francis, the adjustments he's made to be able to go 10 rounds with the best fighter in the world, technically, quote unquote, heavyweight champion of the world, at least in boxing. And he went 10 rounds, dropped him. Third round, which was also with a left hook, like a counter. That's what one thing Francis was doing well. Every single time Tyson threw anything, a jab, whatever it was, Francis was always throwing a counter. He was always throwing something, even just a quick straight right jab, or, straight right counter, or throwing that left hook, that check left hook counter, which when he was in a conventional stance, which was crazy. Crazy, because I didn't think he would have the defense to be able to stop what Tyson was doing. Tyson would just be popping that jab. What I was thinking was going to happen was just Tyson would be popping that jab all night. Just boom, boom, jab, 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 1-2 to death. And I didn't think Francis would have that boxing IQ to be able to adjust and, make changes. And he did. He did a really good job with his footwork, making a miss with the count, just stepping right out of position, coming right back and countering, always throwing a counter. So I don't know, robbery. I feel like Francis won. He dropped him. Either way, like I said, he doesn't lose anything in this fight. But for Tyson to act like he won that fight, I don't know, man. I think robbery's trending right now. I think a lot of, I'm going online, I'm going on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Everyone's saying that he was robbery. 1 out of 10, 1 out of 20 are saying, I could see, Tyson winning that fight, 95, 94. I think the 96, 93 scorecard, that's what's making people think there's no fucking way, especially with the knockdown. And there was some rounds there where really Tyson didn't look that impressive. He didn't do much. He might have did a little more in those rounds there wasn't a lot of action, middle of the fight. He was landing a couple more jabs in those rounds, but all the telling shots and the big shots were from Francis Ngannou. The best shot Tyson Fury landed was an illegal elbow. He threw a 1-2 and in close, threw that elbow, forearm type thing, and that one was probably the biggest punch he landed in the fight. He landed a couple of nice uppercuts on the inside, but so did Francis. Francis had him going backwards up against the ropes multiple times. Tyson was ducking his head a lot. Even when he got clipped with the check left, he was saying, I got hit in the back of the head. Well, he kept ducking his head a lot. That was like a defense. And he noticeably got tired. He was visibly tired in the middle of the fight towards that later rounds, 8th roundish, where he was just kind of ducking his head and trying to hold on at that point. He wasn't able to bully his opponents because usually he's way bigger than everybody in there. But Francis, crazy. I can't believe Francis's cardio to be able to last 10 rounds, and just a whole different pace and everything and stay composed. He didn't go out there crazy, throwing haymakers, being wild, say even like a Deontay Wilder to gas himself out. Even when he dropped Fury, he still stayed composed there. He didn't jump on him too hard. He was just still kind of just conserving his gas tank. And I mean, kudos to fucking working with Mike Tyson. I mean, that's definitely paying off. One of the GOATs in boxing, just with his defense and his head movements. And to make the adjustments, though, which was cool, to be able to start when I heard in the corner saying we need to either slip that jab or counter or just parry it, whatever, you'd be defended better. Next round, he went southpaw and he just started parrying that jab. And you could tell it was confusing Tyson. Tyson didn't want to let off because every single time Tyson would let off, he was going to get countered. So you can't go trade one for one, fire for fire with Ngannou. That guy just hits too hard. He didn't even land the cleanest punch. It was kind of like just right on the ear, top of the ear type thing, equilibrium shot, dropped him. And that wasn't even the hardest, cleanest punch that he could have landed. You know, if he could have just landed something, he was just a little short on a few of those punches. Like robbery, I don't think it was a robbery because those swing rounds were so close in the middle of the fight. So it could have probably went either way. I could see 95-94 either way, or a draw even. Like the other day I was watching with my son, I was saying, like, I think it could be a draw. You know, I think I'd be okay with that. But to say 96-93 Tyson, I feel like boxing they're going to stick with their guy. This is a boxer against an MMA guy. First fight, you know, in boxing, of course he's going to win. Everyone's there, all the sheiks, all the freaking money. I mean, they went all out. Finally, you know, another thing, this fight took forever just to even get started. I mean, had like freaking concert in there, you know, it was crazy. I never seen nothing like that, but I get it. You know, they fill those seats with some rich people, all the best boxers in the world and in the history, and UFC fighters, Chuck Liddell, all these guys, Rampage, everybody was there, you know what I mean? So Connor was there. So they definitely rode out the red carpet, put on a real show, not just about the fight, but it was like, you know, I mean, I took a shower, you know, did half my day before, you know, while waiting for that last, from the co-main to that fight. But it was a little ridiculous on that. But anyway, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Was that a robbery? What happens with next? I mean, he got cut. They're talking about December. There's no way Tyson Fury's going to have. He had that fight. He already had a fight booked. So disrespectful, you know, against Usyk in December. There's no way that's happening. Not now. He's gonna have to recover. You know, I can see him fight maybe in March or something like that. I'd like to see them run this one back, maybe get Ngannou and Wilder in there. I mean, or unless, you know, because Francis did sign with a PFL, so maybe he's going to do an MMA fight or whatever, go back. But very impressive. It shows like he's done the best out of all these, you know, MMA guys going over to boxing. He almost got the title. I mean, I don't know if that was for what belt that was, which belt it was, but either way, he hung and arguably won that fight against the best in the world right now, the heavyweight champion. So unbelievable performance by Francis Ngannou. Definitely a winner in my book. I mean, like I said, people saying robbery. I think he definitely won the fight. In my eyes, he won that fight. But I won't know about robbery because it was close, but I wasn't counting the rounds like that. But, yeah, unbelievable. Let me go ahead and think. Let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe. See you guys soon.